I was just thinking about this, and I was looking at the teams. You know who it is, Mikey, Off Work Sports, OWS. The squad is in, and we're thinking about NBA again. I know football's here. I should be all about football, but man, the NBA is so tantalizing. There's so much stuff going on. And one team, you're looking at it, the Memphis Grizzlies, has made some very quiet as kept great moves. If you talk about a team that's quietly entering themselves into a playoff hunt, if Ja Morant is all that he's acclaimed to be, it's going to be the Memphis Grizzlies. Let me go over what this team has done. To lose Mike Conley, okay? To then lose Marc Gasol. But to gain this, if these players can come back, let's go into it. Who did they add? The Jazz man, Grayson Allen, the tough boy. The guy can shoot. He can drive a little bit. Okay, I like Grayson Allen's skill set off of the bench. He may not see that many minutes, but he's a good addition. Kyle Anderson. I hate to call him this. He's a Jersey boy. I know what he is. He's like a Magic Johnson type when he was coming out of high school. However, Slow-Mo is like a guard version of Boris Diaw, who can play multiple positions, has handles, can get the rebounds, puts himself in the right position. Dylan Brooks is an incredible scorer. I think he's a great sixth man. May have to be a starter on this team. Bruno Caboclo showed some good defensive prowess. I doubt he gets minutes. But then you go down. They got Brandon Clark at the power forward position. So now they got a starter. I saw him in the summer. He looked good. He has good energy. I think he can be a starting power forward in the league because of his athletic ability. Jay Crowder comes in as your glue guy. Not bad. Not bad. Solomon Hill is that X factor. I don't want to jump over Marco Guduric. Hopefully he can make the team, but I'm just going through it right now. Solomon Hill is your X factor. He's your Lance Stevenson, but then they snuck in something. They stuck in Dwight Howard out of nowhere. I didn't realize he was gone, and I thought he was going to be out of the league. But Dwight Howard is picked up by the Memphis Grizzlies. That is a great move for them. Then they add in a guy who I think is probably going to leave, but if they do keep him, Andre Iguodala, a good vet. The player that I'm most happy with for the Memphis Grizzlies, and I was just about to go over the Suns' glut at the point guard position. We got to go over the turmoil of Josh Jackson, okay? I'm going to be quite honest with you. I'm from an urban environment, okay? So I see the charges that Josh Jackson has as a professional. And me being a professional now, Off Work Sports, right? We're all off of work. There's certain things we can't do. It's just the level of the job. It's just the way it is. There's certain things you just can't do. Now, Josh Jackson, resisting an arrest or having issues there, has a turbulent past from high school. If I was talking hood talk, I'm not going to lie, I'm not a hood guy, right? I'm just from a little bit urban environment. I say, Josh is all right. It's not too bad. It's a good boy. But when we talk about professionalism, making millions of dollars, a player of his caliber with his talent, I think he's gaining his jump shot. This will be the X factor for the Memphis Grizzlies. Josh Jackson at one time was ranked the number one player in high school. Okay, we've heard that before. Harry Giles, there's so many of them, right? So many. But his talent is still there. His jump shot is a little awkward. However, it is gaining some confidence. And he's starting to make them. Hopefully this summer he worked on that. If Josh Jackson can come into full form in what he's supposed to be, out of the Kansas Jayhawks at a small forward position, he can learn from Andre Iguodala because that's who he could be. Josh Jackson will be an incredible steal. And now they'll have a big three in Jaren Jackson Jr., my next guy down, who is a solid power forward, right? Very solid. I don't want to say Al Horford, but I'm more thinking about Sharif Abdul-Rahim of the late 90s, 2000s. Played for the Vancouver Grizzlies. Look him up, 90s. Jackson reminds me of that with a better jump shot, obviously. And I think this is something that's special in this kid, that he can play multiple positions. Then you add on a good backup point guard in Tyus Jones, right? You got John Konchker. We got to see if he makes the team. DeAnthony Melton is another solid small forward. Then you got John Morant at the point guard position, right? He's your starting point guard. Miles Plumlee for a backup center. Great leaper, great, amazing athlete, still in the league. Ivan Rabb is there as well, all right? An up-and-coming power forward type of player. Chris Bosh-esque. He can be that. Great post moves, another high-ranked player. And then you have on Jonas Valanciunas. I mean, what a steal Jonas was. No disrespect to Utah Watanabe. Let's see if he gets a little bit of minutes here this year. But this Memphis team is loaded at the center position. They may have to make a couple moves to be able to clear up some space for their 4 freaking centers on this team that may be a little bit too heavy. They have to find some guards, and there may be some opportunity in the future. However, my point of the matter was, from a team that I thought was going to be a near lottery pick, I'm going to argue with you, and you can spit on me if you want. If Ja Morant is what he's supposed to be, that means I expect a 75% of what Iverson was in his first season. I would say this team is going to give Utah some trouble. They don't have enough experience to have the gel to be able to just straight say they're going to make the playoffs. But this is a scary team. If Josh Jackson can come along, if my man, Mr. Jonas Valanciunas, as well as Ja Morant are solid enough, I think this team has a great chance of making some noise in the West. Obviously, the same thing is going to happen every single year, where it's all about output, how the team gels, and essentially how much you want it, right? How much does your team want? Do you want to go in the lottery for another year? Who's in the draft for next year? And there's really not that much. So maybe this is something that may work out for this Memphis team, right? If everything goes healthy, I think this is an opportunity. All right, opportunity. I'm ranting a little bit because I want everyone to think this through. Let me step back again for you. Grayson, Kyle Anderson defensive, Dylan Brooks as your sixth man, Bruno Caboclo, small minutes here and there every other game, right? I'm not going to put him in this. Brandon Clark is there, right? Jay Crowder, glue guy. Solomon Hill, another glue guy, but he can score. Dwight Howard at a possible backup center position. Andre Iguodala at the shooting guard position, along with Mr. Josh Jackson at the small forward position. Jared Jackson Jr., he's at your forward position. I got him as a power forward. Tyus Jones is your point guard, your backup to Ja. DeAnthony Melton, let's see how he comes along. And then we got Miles Plumlee at the center. Ivan Rabb, who's had a strong summer at the number 10 position. Okay. Number 10 meaning I think he's going to be on that 9th or 10th slot on the team, but he's going to work his way up. He's a dangerous player with his talent. I think he can continue to move up the roster depth chart. And then obviously Jonas Valanciunas, I think he was an all-star with Toronto, makes his way onto this team. So Utah Watanabe, again, another scorer out of Asia. I don't think he's going to be able to make that much of a rotation play. They got too many point guards, but you never know. So this is what we have at current state for the Grizzlies. I just want to quickly talk about it. They're an interesting team. They're a sleeper for the playoffs. Yeah, I said it, playoffs. All 4 sports. I'm signing out, baby. Peace.